Hello, everybody. Bringing you some news footage on the commanding officer in Phoenix that was shot and killed Sunday night. MCW Joker and Tempe Against Police Violence were there filming at the scene live. There was like 40 or 50 gunshots when they were there. Make sure you check out MCW Joker and Tempe Against Police Violence, their live feed on this shooting. Apparently the officer was shot in the head, which is a little ironic to me. An innocent person being shot in the head. Sounds like a little bit of a payback or karma to me. Recently, I filmed an innocent person getting shot in the head by the police department. So, in my opinion, karma's a bitch. So watch the video.
Here's the breaking news we've been following all evening tonight. The death of a Phoenix police officer who was shot and killed in the line of duty. This is Commander Greg Carnicle, a 31-year veteran of the force. He was shot alongside two other officers who are expected to be okay, but unfortunately this commander lost his life in a shooting that began as a domestic violence call in North Phoenix.
Yeah, it was near 39th and Pinnacle Peak Road. We want to emphasize that the police department and so many people are mourning the loss of this man already, but there is still a very active scene and there was a lot going on. We got some updates from the Phoenix Police Department not too long ago, but Chief Jerry Williams, we heard from her. She was emotional. It's an emotional night for many people. We're going to hear from her now.
We lost a true hero. Greg Carnicle was a 31-year veteran of our department. We also have Marissa, who is out of surgery right now, and she's stable, as well as Alicia, who has 2 years on and suffered from lower extremities. I can tell you this about Greg. I knew him for 30 years.
One other thing, guys. It seems like whenever a police officer is shot and killed, that officer becomes the best officer there ever was on the force. Every time, he becomes the best officer that there was on the force. If you look back at this guy's record, you'll probably notice that that isn't the case.
He and I worked together in Maryville Precinct and used to enjoy way too much Church's chicken on duty. So to be able to stand here today and say that one of my good friends is lost is troubling. So please keep us in our thoughts and prayers. Keep the Carnicle family in their thoughts and prayers also. And do know that as soon as we wrap this up, we'll share that information with you. But once again, Phoenix lost a true hero, and that person was Greg Carnicle.
There's the sad aspect of what we're learning tonight, but there's still a developing aspect as well, which is where David Caltabiano is. He's live at the scene near 39th and Pinnacle Peak Road. David, what is going on there in the last few minutes?
Yeah, we just heard a loud boom coming from the house where the suspect is barricaded in. Again, it was so loud that we heard it all the way over here, and it's happening way down over there on that end of 39th Drive by Happy Valley. Just a very loud boom that we heard go off, and now we're waiting for some more action to happen. Potentially, they could be trying to get into the house, or it could be a flashbang or something like that. But it was so loud that we heard it just really reverberate all the way down this street. So we're waiting to see what comes next after that. So that's where we're at right now, guys. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, David. Now, just a reminder, we have some reporters and photographers on the ground. We're kind of waiting to hear some confirmed details from the Phoenix Police Department. What we do know, what they have told us, is that there was a suspect barricaded in a home. It started as some kind of domestic violence incident. David was getting us updated on that. Also on the ground, in a safe place where police are doing their investigation, is photojournalist Jim Fry. Jim, you've been there for a few hours now. What updates do you have?
All I can tell you is I'm about a half mile north of where David is, and yes, indeed, there was a large concussion, large explosion we heard that came in from the direction of the house. a couple of years of experience, but it did sound like a flashbang was used in order to make entry into the house. I can't confirm it, but that's what it sounded like. But right now, it's right after that concussion, it became eerie quiet again, and the Phoenix police helicopter is just in a wide circular orbit, so the noise from that has actually been greatly reduced. So it is once again eerily quiet after that concussion went off.
And Fry, in the area where you are, I mean, how many roads are closed off? I mean, what areas of this neighborhood are still limited to the people that live here?
Okay, all of 39th Drive north of Pinnacle Peak is shut down.
MCW Joker and
to
Tempe Against
my
Police
history,
Violence was
west
there
of me
filming
is
live.
a street called Cielo
Check out their
Grande.
channel.
It's an intersection here, and the home where the incident took place is about 1 block west of my location and about a half a block north. It is on 40th Avenue where this incident took place. And I'm about, in total, about 2 blocks away from where the incident occurred.
Okay, Fry, Jim Fry, our photographer out there. You're a very seasoned photographer. You've been on many scenes like this before, and I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on what's happening. You talk about the eerie quiet. You talk about the loud boom, whatever it may have been. Is there any sort of pattern that you've sensed from what you've covered in the past? Of course, we know that no police situation goes exactly the same. They're all different. But is there anything just from your experience in the field as to give us a sense of what might be going on right now?
What I can tell you right now is, again, I've been doing this for quite some time. Right before they try to make an attempt to make entry into a home where a suspect is barricaded in, they will kill all the lights in the neighborhood, so he cannot see the movements of any of the tactical officers. And then basically the tactical officers just surround the house, taking cover, keeping an eye on the house. Sometimes they might use a drone, sometimes they use a robot to make access to the house. But like I said, what I heard, it sounded definitely like a flashbang, what usually occurs right before they attempt to make entry into the house for a barricaded suspect.
Okay, thank you so much, Fry.
And right now,
What was that?
no, I just want to say right now, I mean, it's still really quiet. The concussion, that explosion we heard took place about 2 minutes ago, and once again, it's really quiet.
Okay. Thank you much, Fry, for keeping us updated and informed. Stay safe out there.
And we're getting a breaking update right now, actually, that police have just made entry into that home. They have gotten inside. So your instinct was correct there, Jim, that when you hear stuff like that's what's happening. So David Caltabiano, live out there. We just saw him jump right into the picture. David, what are you hearing on the ground? We've just gotten confirmation that they got inside the house.
Yeah, again, that loud boom must have meant that they were breaching inside that home, and that's exactly what sources are telling us. The SWAT team is inside of that home right now, hopefully going to bring this to a peaceful resolution after they say this man shot 3 officers, killing one of them, Commander Greg Carnicle, who served the department for more than 30 years. He was just a few months away from his retirement, but maybe this is the end of it. The start of the end of that, at least, is being inside of that home. So it could wrap up any moment here, but we're still waiting to see what happens after we just got that latest development. Whitney, Spencer.
All right, David, thank you so much for, again, just like Fry, keeping us informed and staying safe out there. We're being respectful of this investigation and want to give people just the latest updates as we get them. Again, you are taking a look right now at this active scene investigation. This is near 39th Pinnacle Peak Road. What we have learned this evening: a Phoenix police officer was shot and killed in the line of duty. 2 other officers were hurt and are expected to recover. In the latest update from Phoenix Police at the hospital, that's what they told us. Here's the man on your screen here, Commander Greg Carnicle. he is a hero. And I think Chief Jerry Williams said it best.
Bullshit.
Tonight we lost a hero.
A true hero. Those cars on the right side of your screen lined up at the hospital where his body will be escorted to the medical examiner's office. We expect sometime in about a half an hour. They're telling us about 11:30 is when that will happen. We, of course, will keep you updated through our mobile app, AZ Family. Download it on your phone. You can follow this story late into the night and, of course, on Good Morning Arizona as well.
And that was it, guys. MCW Joker and Tempe Against Police Violence were there. They were only a block from the scene. You could hear all the gunshots. Make sure you check out their live feed on YouTube. MCW Joker and Tempe Against Police Violence. Check it out. And just my final thoughts are, karma's a bitch. Rest in hell, officer.